Hello, hello, good morning. Welcome to my show, Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, and I want to welcome you to the show. If you are watching this on the recording, make sure you hashtag replay so that I know that you were here, and you can skip ahead to about the minute and a half mark maybe to get to the content. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. All right, while you guys are getting on, I am going to get this shared out in a few of my favorite spots and make sure I have sound because y'all know. Good morning. Let me know who you are and where you're from when you jump on. And then we're going to get going. Okay, I have sound. I do have sound, which is awesome. All right, let me get this shared out. And if you know somebody that, has a kid that's going in business, or this may be, your kid, make sure you share this out. Good morning. Hello, everyone. All right. I'm putting this in one or two places, and then we're going to get this show on the road. All right, there we go. Hello, hello, and good morning. All right. So again, I want to welcome you. I am Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady. I help home business owners win the tax game by helping you keep more of the money you earn and paying less to Uncle Sam in taxes. Today, I'm talking about minor business owners. In a previous live broadcast I did, I had parents asking questions about minor children who work, as to how they should fill out their W-4s for tax purposes. Okay. Now, and so then I got the question about, hey, what if my kid owns a business? Like, okay, yeah, I haven't had that question before. So this is a great question to have because we do have some, young entrepreneurs that are out there making it happen. You got the young lady who has her lemonade that's flavored with honey. I have yet to see that, and when I see it, I'm buying it. You got a little young man named, I don't know what his name is, but I just know Moe's Bows, right? He's a little kid who started his own bow tie business, all right? So we do have young entrepreneurs that are out there making things happen. So then the question becomes, okay, when do they pay taxes? So there is not one cut and dry answer. So I'm going to just share a couple of scenarios with you, and then you pick which one applies to you. Now, I will say this, that everybody's tax situation is different. Make sure that you consult your tax professional or CPA regarding your entire tax picture. Don't just take this one little thing and go run with it and say, Lysandra said, blah, 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 blah. It's a big picture thing. All right. So here we go. So if your child owns a business, okay, let's say that they own a lawn service, right? Your kid is hustling, making some cash, mowing lawns, all right? So if they earn up to the standard deduction, which for 2017, I think is $6,350. I do believe that's it, $6,300, $6,350. For 2017, they don't have to pay taxes if they earn up to that much. Now, there is a difference between owning, let's say a lawn business or getting paid by a 1099. All right. So we've got some e-commerce teens that are crushing on the e-commerce. You've got some teen affiliate marketers. Okay. So if your teen gets paid, by 1099, then they're going to get that, over $600, they're going to have to file taxes because they are getting paid this 1099, and that then becomes self-employment income. So they would not owe federal income taxes on that $600 or more that they get for a 1099, but they would owe self-employment taxes, okay? Because if you, the cutoff for self-employment tax, I do believe is $400, where you have to start paying, self-employment tax is, I do believe it's $400 right now. But anywho, So that's the difference, in the type of business that you own. So if you're, owning your own organic business, where I know my friend, Dr. Stephanie, her daughter makes hair bows. Okay. So she can earn up to, $6,300, with her hair bows. Right. But if that same minor was getting paid by a 1099, then she, anything over $600 where you get the 1099, you'd have to file taxes and pay self-employment tax. So, there's some other moving parts too. So for instance, let's say your kid makes money babysitting, that qualifies as like a domestic helper, something like, I forget the actual term, but it essentially is, I think it's called a household employee. That's what it is. So a household employee is not subject to, not subject to taxation up to a certain point. But that didn't apply here because we're not talking about a household employee. We're talking about kids owning businesses. Now, the thing that you have to consider for kids being in business, though, is really you've got to look at your state laws as well as your federal. You really want to look at the state, because as a minor can't sign a contract. It's not legally binding, right? They have what's called disallowing or something like that. Right now I cannot think of the term. I'm having a brain cramp because I'm just exhausted today, but whatever. But the point is this, that even, if your child owns a business and let's say you form a business structure, whether it's an LLC or a corporation or something like that, there may be, as the parent of the child, you may be required to be a signer on, on the legal documentation, and you may be held responsible if there is, if something goes wrong as the parent of the minor child. So when you are so when you're talking about your kid owning their own business, you really need to understand the laws of your state, because every state kind of does its own thing to understand what your liabilities are. On the federal level, it's, for the most part, it's cut and dry. The law isn't going to change is if it was a minor or if it was an adult who owned the business. But at the state level, it can get kind of funky, right? With exactly who is responsible for the business, who is responsible for the liabilities in the business, what happens when it comes down to signing contracts, if you're hiring contractors or employees, exactly who is responsible and how do the liabilities flow. So that is what's going to be important for your kid owning a business. So, so now, for kids that are also earning money. Okay. So, we know, grandma and, like to buy stocks and stuff for the grandkids. Now, if there is a difference between the earned income and the unearned income. So if your kids are earning interest and dividend income, they may have to file taxes at a lower threshold. So this is just something to keep in mind as a bonus knowledge, right? So if you got grandma that's over there bossing it out, buying your kids some stock, and then, they got all this interest income that they're earning, then yeah, you may owe some taxes on that, just so you know. But otherwise, with the business, it's a pretty cut and dry with, the earned income versus getting paid for a 1099. The rules still apply as if they were adults when it comes down to filing taxes. For the kids that own their own organic business, they can earn up to, $6,300 without having to pay taxes. But if they're getting paid by a 1099, if they earn $600 or more, they're going to have to file their taxes. But again, now, if they got this 1099 income and they've got expenses, they can deduct that as well, but they're still going to owe self-employment tax on that income, but just not federal tax. So anybody got any questions on that? I didn't think I'd get that done in 10 minutes, but hey, I'm loving life. Gosh, Shamisha, I did not know you lived in Oklahoma, as an aside. So for my, so if you got little budding entrepreneurs, when you're first getting started, if, you're not really that $6,000 threshold. I just call it $6,000. I work in round numbers. Okay. I just do. But in that beginning stage though, as the business is forming, you really want to consult with, a CPA or a tax professional in that particular state that is very familiar with the state laws to see what your liabilities are going to be as a parent and what your role in the business has to be. Okay. All right. So listen, you guys, I want to make sure to invite you over to my Facebook community, the Tax Players Club. We have some fun in there. We're going to have classes coming up in October. I'm going to have a few different workshops to get ready, to help people get ready for tax time at the beginning of the year. So we're not waiting until the last minute. So if you're in the club, great. Just keep your eyes open because I'm going to start scheduling some events in there. But if you're not in there and you're going to need some help getting preparing your stuff, make sure you get in there. taxplayersclub.com will get you over to my Facebook group. Okay. So listen, that's it for me. You guys have a fantastic day. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.